What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the finale from Let's Play Mega Man X4. I feel like I've been a little bit too harsh on X4 so far, and the specials in particular, in what might have been an attempt to kind of rationalize my biggest criticism, which is just boo-hoo change. But this section, the section you start off the endgame with, it feels like some of the best level design in the whole game. It feels like it was purpose-built back there for the Twin Slasher, like it was built with the Twin Slasher in mind, like they looked at X's arsenal and went, what could a clever player use to slice through this section, and designed it around X's potential instead of just kind of being haphazard. I really like that. And the devil's in the details, and this is one of those levels where I feel those details. Also, it's just one of those sections where you can throw on any of a bunch of different weapons that X gets throughout the game, and it's a... oh, Jesus. I couldn't switch off. Couldn't switch off because it kept targeting things. Ah, I still can't. I should have switched before when I was coming up the ladder. Oh, this is bad. I like this level, though. It feels like it was designed with X's weapons in mind, as opposed to other levels where it's just, like, I don't know, you don't get a sense of good, coherent level designs out of them. But you do here, so that's awesome. I like being able to be enthusiastic about X, instead of like, oh, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and that's wrong. Also, is Colonel gonna give his line? It might determine...
I'll show you no mercy. Now get ready!
Yes! I don't have to reset the fight. I don't have to die and start over. Oh, yeah. This version of the Colonel fight is, not quite a bit different, but he gains one extra ability. The size of the arena changes, the layout of the arena changes, and one of the biggest changes, which might not be entirely obvious, those three plasma shots that he fires off, the high, low, high? Wait, was it low, high? High, low, high. Those three shots he fires off come out much, 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 much quicker. And that one small adjustment of making his plasma bolts faster makes such a big difference, because it makes it really difficult now to jump over all three of them and just stand in place for most of the fight. So you kind of have to take advantage of the wall here, you have to move around a bit more, and then when they introduce that extra attack, that one... oh, I love the voice modulation on that too. Like, I don't know why they added that effect to his voice when he calls out that attack, but it's just really cool to listen to. I think I might just wind up pausing my commentary awkwardly every time he does that. I love hearing that. That, like, just a few small changes, one extra attack and a slightly faster variation. Oh, and then that, which is kind of inconsequential. Just those few minor changes turn this into a much more dynamic fight, which is excellent because, like I was saying before, the Colonel deserves a better fight than the first time you fight him as X. Zero actually does... oh, whoops. Zero actually doesn't fight the Colonel that first time. Almost screwed that up. Purple Force already left for space. God damn it, they left for space. So goofy. Also, the Colonel undergoes a real major heel turn into a face turn all in the span of like a 2-minute fight. Oh, man. So, that is 1 out of 4 endgame levels out of the way. We're gonna see something... oh, you know what's coming up? One of the very rare times you get to hear X's terrible voice acting in the game. Let's see, Ripple Force has flown off into space. Double, watch the ship for me! I'll go after them! I think he uses awful, awful Mega Man 8 voice. Yeah, leave Double in charge. I'm sure that'll be a great idea. Alright, let's go to the final weapon!
Oh, not again. Hey, watch it! I'm terribly sorry.
It's me. Those hunters must not be allowed in here. Terminate them!
Roger. What a freak.
Hey, Double, what's the matter?
transmissions unless necessary to carry out the operation.
Understood.
I'm breaking contact.
And now, X will be my next target.
So X gets a transmission of desperate Reploids begging for help, and then Double just comes over. He's like, nope, everything's fine. And X is like, it's cool, whatever. I trust you, man. You're my best friend. You're my best buddy. You would never betray me, would you? Double? Double and X. Double cross. Get it? It's foreshadowing. Also, those Reploids had a lot of blood. That's like one of the most brutal scenes ever depicted in Mega Man. They had so much blood. That was blood, right? That was blood. It was blood. So, Golden Fatty in a football helmet turns out to be a traitor. Double agent for Sigma. A double agent. Why would he transform back into the fat football helmet version of himself? Oh, it doesn't make sense. Why are you here? Mavericks, Hunters, Replifors, idiots. All of them. All idiots. Oh, man. Think it over in heaven. Think it over in heaven. Like there's a Reploid heaven with a Robo-Jesus. Ooh. Okay. I've got to be honest here. I've completely forgotten how to fight Double. I've completely forgotten how this fight goes. I think this is all he does. I think he adds one extra... Oh, what's that called? The little sight spin thing. Aside from that, I think that's the only thing he does in this whole fight. Yeah. What is he saying? It really sounds like he's saying evil slash. Destroy. Yeah, I think he adds one more of those destroy attacks eventually. Maybe not. He's at half health. You would figure he would have added it by now. Destroy. There we go. I remember something about this fight. So I rarely ever fight Double because I normally play as Zero. Which has made this LP a little weird because I completely forgot that I almost never play as... Oh, he adds that. Whoops. I completely forgot that I almost never play as X. And I thought it was a little weird that certain sections of the game were going... Not, like, terribly, but there were some rough edges in places that I'm not used to seeing them. And I just attributed it to not being completely focused on the game like I normally do, and I go to that excuse, but no. I haven't played as X in a long-ass time. And I almost never beat the game as him. Oh, man, I remember why I stopped playing as X, actually. The final form of Sigma as X is really atrocious. Keep an eye on you. I trusted you. Double. Why would you double cross me? Again with the robot afterlife. The robot devil is gonna come. These kids are down with the robot devil. They fucking love that shit. Okay. So now that we've been double-crossed... Oh, we didn't even get a stage select. We're just right on off to the third section of this. Trying to think of what would have been a more appropriate weapon. Oh, you know what? I think the Frost Shield might work. Nah, I'll take damage if I drop down with the Frost Shield. Just wait for them. That's fine. You know what I've been neglecting to point... Oh, that pit, by the way, is just an alternate path towards the General. Oh, it's not really much of a spoiler. I mean, they do enough foreshadowing. I'm in real I don't give a shit mode. Yeah, that's just an alternate path towards the boss. And I didn't say who the boss is. You already knew, though. I hate how long you have to wait for the lasers. Ooh. My charge shot is failing me a little bit. So this is something I've neglected to point out, and it's one of the most awesome changes that X4 brought. And for like all the belly aching I've done about X4, it's probably the single best change that was made throughout the entirety of the X series. When that warning flashes up, well, in a normal fight anyway, they let me dash forward towards General. Like right there, you can now charge mid-boss introduction, like when they're going through their dialogues, when they're going through their opening animations when they're powering up and filling their health bar. You can charge once you've entered the boss room now. It's a small change, but it's so good. You don't have to hold charge going through the boss door now. It's such a minor thing that I'm so happy about.
Show me your true power.
Oh, I was hoping he would do... He doesn't have a dialogue that I'll reset the fight for, like with Colonel, where I just love hearing Colonel go, "I will show you no mercy. Now get ready." General has a piece of dialogue that he can open the fight with that's just fantastic for a completely different reason because it's so hilarious. It's something like, "You've left me no choice." I just don't understand the delivery of the line. Bad voice acting is a pretty common running theme with X. This is one of the few instances where I feel like the fight goes much more quickly with X as opposed to Zero. If I could actually get my shots to land properly, it would. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, that wasn't smart. Yeah, you take damage from the jets on the hands. This fight goes usually much more quickly with X compared to Zero, because when you play as Zero, you actually have to ride his hands towards his head to get within melee range to do damage. Oh, am I getting... No, I'm not. With X, you can kind of just go off the wall and guesstimate where his head's going to be. Or you can be like me and just not land any hits ever after the first 20 seconds. Oh, he has that attack. Something I don't usually see. Oh, he does too. Oop. Get up there. Yeah, just keep going off the wall. I don't like riding his hands. You don't have like enough room to maneuver when you're squashed between the bottom of his hand and the top of the ceiling trying to jump over those orbs. That's why, as X, I normally just like going off the wall. You can afford to do that too. I guess that's what I'm gonna have to start doing if I want to actually land hits and make this fight. If I want to speed this up a little bit, I'm gonna have to dash jump it. You know, I could speed up more and just get reckless. What is bravery without a dash of recklessness? One of the best lines in all of Dark Souls. That, along with probably my all-time favorite, they upturn the grave of primeval man. So good. Oh my god. God, General looks like that after, like he just automatically loses an arm and a leg. An arm and a leg, the cost of doing battle. Alright, I'll stop the weapon myself. Oh man. Something about this just really tickles me in a good way. Alright. One more stage left, and it's just our traditional boss rush, which is where I'm going to show all the special weapons off, in case I haven't already. I think I've done a pretty good job of showing the special weapons off this time. And of course, the boss weaknesses that you didn't get to see the first time. It's really, like, beyond the first time you see a boss to react to their weakness. It's just repetitive after that, but it speeds the fight up a hell of a lot. Makes it a lot less stressful to refight all the bosses all in a row. And we're going to start off with Magma Dragoon. I don't remember which order the boss is going. I think, remember their weaknesses. Dragoon should be... Yeah, the only time... I think this is the only time that I've tried to use charged up Storm Owl's weapon and have it succeed. Oh, when I was talking about the helmet upgrade a few episodes ago when I got that, I said that under no normal circumstance will you run out of weapon energy. The way the helmet upgrade works is your normal... Oh, whoops. You're not getting a hit off. You can... Ordinarily, your non-charged up special weapon hits do not drain weapon energy. Or if they do, they drain it in such small increments that you won't ever notice that it's missing. The charged up versions, however, still do drain energy, and it seems like they actually drain a lot more energy than they normally would. Maybe I should have read that description for the helmet upgrade a little closer. Either way, it's pretty useful. Especially since the charged up versions of the weapons tend to not add all that much to the game. Charged up Stormowl's weapon, you can see, like, we got it to be useful one time. Oh man, I got caught trying to sever the web with slash. There we go. I don't know if it's just if you have to sever the web itself, or if it's just after you hit him so many times he comes crashing to the ground and the web breaks on its own. Let's see. I should be able to get it here. No. Come on. No, it's just... I guess it's just based on how much damage Spider's taken. Yeah, you can't sever the web with the Twin Slasher. Aside from that, he has no real special reaction to his boss weakness. Yeah, I definitely shown that off before. One of the more useful versions of the charged up weaknesses. It's really a special weapon that feels great to use too. It's just because you can just mash the button and it rapid fires. It feels pretty cool. I like the Twin Slasher. Yeah, maybe I have been too harsh on the special weapons, because I like the Twin Slasher. I hate Lightning Web, except for its little value as a utility weapon to get to items. Rising Fire is kind of cool. Stingray's weapon's pretty cool. Stormowl's, or Cyber Peacock's weapon is pretty cool. Stormowl's is useless. Hey, it's Stormowl. Speak of the devil. Oh, and his weapon is, his weakness is Cyber Peacock, so that's pretty cool. And I don't think I've actually gotten a good chance to show off the charged version of Cyber Peacock's weapon, so... What was it called? The Aiming Laser. I've kind of given up on trying to remember. Oh, yes, we will see it. We'll see it at least once. I'm pretty sure it does more damage than normal. Like, I think it locks him down longer than it usually does. I hate that he gets to fly off screen and then I can't just continue firing my laser at him. Well, and get back down here. Stormowl, it's a shame that so little of the Stormowl fight I've actually gotten to show off. Because he has a couple neat attacks. He's only used one of his second phase attacks one time, and that was the first time I fought him. It's the one where he sends 4 of those orbs out, those wind orbs, and then they all home in on you. He only got to use that one time in the 2 times we fought him. And then, is this... No, this is Cyber Peacock. And then he has a completely different attack where he creates kind of like this X-shaped pattern that rotates around the screen, and because of where his upper platform is placed, it makes it kind of interesting to try to dodge that. I don't know, I can't help but feel like I've maybe been too hard on this game. Or maybe that's just me wanting to love it because, well, I want to love it. It's really no more complicated than that. I want to like it. I feel... If there's one thing missing with X games, or bosses, rather... Or, I mean X4, sorry. I feel like the X4 bosses maybe aren't technical enough. Split being, like, one huge exception. Almost all of them you could probably do with 1 or 2 moves that are at least tough to dodge. Something like the Split Mushroom's movement pattern. Or even something a little bit simpler than that. Even something like the second time you fight Colonel, his... What is that called? Energy Break. It sounds like you say an Energy Breaker. Or something along those lines. The lightning attack. Just a little bit something to change the dynamic of the fight. I think that also might be why Zero feels a little bit more interesting than X does when you go through the game with him. Not that you guys have seen him unless you play the game yourselves. You'll see him in the bonus episode, though. I'll go through the 8 boss fights just to give you a good taste of what Zero plays like. But it's partially because Zero... Oh, man. I'll use that again, just to make sure it hits. Because Zero, for one, has better damage output, but he's also a little bit more interesting in how he plays because he changes the dynamic so much. Because you have to contend with being in melee range to do damage to bosses, which it adds a really interesting layer of challenging complexity to the fights. Even though, like, if you really want to as Zero, because of how high his damage output is, you can just kind of tank a lot of hits. I guess I'll talk more about Zero afterwards. I told you when I'm using Jet Stingray's weakness, Jet Stingray's weakness, they would actually be able to get more attacks off than when I was just using the charged up Buster upgrade from Storm Owl. Come on, go into it. Yeah! Almost didn't time that good. Almost didn't time it well. Should be one more. Is he gonna come from the sky now? Oh, that's a shame. That would have been a fun way to finish this off. Oh, man. It's always fun finishing this fight off when he comes from either the sky or up from the ground. Because it's that motion of him ramming his head into these jagged, icy spikes. It's a really brutal way to finish the fight off. Alright, so who do we have left? We should have Split Mushroom, Jet Stingray. Did I do Frost Walrus? No, Frost Walrus is one of these. This is Slash Beast? No! I'm bad at this guessing game. I have a 1 out of 3 chance to get that correct. Still can't do it. Okay, so I think the upper right one that I have left, it should be Frost Walrus, and then the bottom right is gonna be Slash. Those are my predictions. Oh, Split Mushroom makes a really annoying noise. Oh, wow. The charge one almost... If you use the charge one against Split Mushroom, it takes so long to get off screen that it almost gives him enough time to get an attack off. Or at least to spawn one of those rainbow clones. Let's try it again and do it a little bit earlier. Maybe the web... Yeah, that's what I was hoping would happen. I was hoping that the web would expand with enough time to when Split Mushroom falls to the floor, it would get a second hit off. Okay, cool. So, charge Lightning Web. Determined to be useful in an extremely limited set of circumstances. Awesome. So... What, my guess was Frost Walrus up here? Yeah! I essentially succeeded at flipping coins. Man, Frost Walrus is such a goofy boss. And he's one of the most, like, aggressive ones in his dialogue before the fight when you first fight him, too. He's like one of the most, "Oh, what are you doing here, puny child?" He's one of the ones that just goes down like a sack of bricks. Oh, whoops. Oh, man. What are you doing to this to me, Mr. Walrus? Oh, I missed the uppercut, too? Not missing it that time. Unfortunately, unlike X2, the Shoryuken in X2, that does not one-shot kill him. Okay, so we just have Slash Beast left to go. And then we can move on to whoever this mysterious hooded figure is who's been behind the scenes orchestrating this grand master plan, engineering this brilliant coup. Or as Zero likes to call it, this coup. There's a difference between a coup and a coup, guys. Why am I telling all of you this? You're not Zero. I'm pretty sure you guys know what a coup... Oh my god, what am I doing? Hold on. Oh, man. Oh, what am I doing? I think I just lost the capacity for thought on Slash Beast. I'm in the middle of talking to you guys like you are Zero and you don't know the difference between coup and coup. Oh. I'm losing it. I'm losing it bad. Not as bad as Slash Beast. Oop. No. You're not allowed to get any more hits off on me. It's fine, though. Gonna get all my health back. Right before Sigma. Alright, the big gold teleporter has opened up. First, let's get a little bit of health back. Not that it matters, because I'm pretty sure, like I was saying, You get all of your weapon energy and your health back right before you fight Sigma. I'm not entirely sure why either, because it's not right here that you get it back. I think it just fades to black. And then you come back in, and it's all there. Oh, this is dumb. Double did good as a spy. I love that X did not see this coming. I cannot believe this. Oh, Sigma! Why didn't I see this coming? Yeah, the fade to black. I don't know why that's there for X, because X doesn't have a cutscene that precedes the beginning of the fight against Sigma, but Zero does. So presumably, this is again what I'm talking about with the kind of thoughtlessness and the fact that they clearly designed this game around Zero. Because Zero has a cutscene there. And that's why it fades to black. X does not have this cutscene. So, oh yeah. For some reason, the charged up Rising Fire, the uppercut version, does an insane amount of damage to Sigma. To the point where I want him to actually be able to show his other variation of that move off, but he's not doing it. No, he doesn't want to do it. There's another version where the orbs move in a different pattern that's much harder to dodge, but he doesn't seem to want to do it. Yeah, that's the whole fight, really. And it's weird that I'm pretty sure Rising Fire is the only way to damage him in that first form. Because he'll also just disappear. Like, it's treated like a proper main Maverick weakness, where they do such a long reel animation after getting hit with their weakness that they just can't do anything. You can lock them down with their weakness. And you could do the same thing with Sigma, but his weakness is the only way to damage him. Oh, man. Okay, well, it's good that he's gonna get a chance to show this attack off, at least. Normally, I want him... Ow. I'm screwing up a lot. That is where I always want him to put his scythe. He'll put his scythe in your last known position, so either on the floor or on the wall, and he changes his follow-up attack based on wherever his scythe lands. So his scythe shoots electricity along the floor, that locks you out of the floor, or using the floor, so you have to stick to the wall, and he throws the boomerangs out. Or if it sticks in the wall, it locks you out of using the wall, so he fires this rainbow beam along the floor. But it's completely ineffective because from, like, his chest upwards is not a hitbox, or it's not a hurt box. So you can dash through his chest onto the opposite wall and just get free shots off for nothing. And I'm pretty sure that's intentional, too, because there is no other way that I can think of that you would avoid the laser except dashing through him to the other side of the wall. It's just a weird little bit of design. That's not even Sigma's final form, though. It's not even his final form. I hate Sigma's voice in this. It's really, it's not even justifiable. I could deal with every other character having a bad voice. Why is Sigma's voice so weird? This is a... Ooh. Gotta be careful with that. This is a fight that, as X, I sort of hate. And I was saying earlier in this episode that this is the fight that made me stop wanting to play through X4 as X, because this fight takes so damn long as X. Zero has much higher damage output, so I'm gonna say Zero's version of this fight takes probably between a quarter and a half as long. And Zero gets a double jump, so he doesn't have to deal with, like, the movement constraints that X does. Oh. This is, that phase might be the only one where Zero is a little bit worse than X, because X has range over Zero, and Zero can't close in to do his damage. That is an annoying attack if Sigma does it multiple times in a row where he goes the end and sweeps the laser across the floor. It's not because it does much damage, it's really easy to avoid. You just have to be in the air when the laser comes. What makes it annoying is he doesn't stay on screen for very long, which means you get barely any chance to damage him. You get maybe one shot off. I think it's pretty much just one shot. I don't think there's even an opportunity to get two in. So if he does that 4 or 5 times in a row, it's irritating. He's thankfully using the moves that I would prefer him use. That I would prefer he uses. Yeah, because he's doing his damn it. Oh wow, I was doing perfectly too. I wasn't taking any damage on this phase. That was one mistake, and it's gonna be a big mistake. I lost like half health there. Ooh, this is falling apart a little. It's all my thoughts coalesce into one. I can't remember what I was about to say. Oh yeah, when he does this attack over and over, it's pretty nice. He's doing the attack that I want for the most part. And then in the other phase where you can damage him, he's doing the attack for the most part again that I would like him to do, which is when he pushes me back towards the wall. As Zero, I prefer this phase that he does this attack. As X, I prefer that he does the other version of the attack, or his other attack, since he only has 2. So this is pretty much the main flow. This is the way the pacing of the fight works, is he'll go through one of these phases. Oh, you would do that, wouldn't you? He goes through one of those phases, and then this phase is random, and then he'll go back into this one. Time to get serious! Oh, I hate that so much. Okay, so fireballs. You can't ever permanently destroy any of those heads. They'll always reappear, and that phase will always be random. There's, what, 4 attacks you can choose between. Also, you would think that Sigma has 1 health bar, but if you've been paying attention, no. These are actually 2 separate... They're treated as 2 separate bosses that you have to destroy independent of one another. But that cuts the number of phases down, so it just alternates between the 3 red, blue, and yellow heads to one of these phases, so the fight takes a lot less time once you get at least one of the heads down. But this has been like a 4 or 5 minute fight so far. For the simple reason of, like, you have so little time where you can actually spend hitting him. With Zero, this fight would have been over like 3 minutes ago. Otherwise, though, it's a pretty cool fight, aside from how stupid he looks. In his alien mode, I guess you would call it. Oh, Sigma, you love being evil, don't you? It's so easy when you're evil. He loves it, just like Kefka. He not only loves being evil, he's also a true believer in his cause. The best kind of evil. Oh my god, General, what are you doing here? I completely forgot General shows up with 1 arm and 1 leg. Oh yeah, because he body blocks the laser. Oh my god. Foolishness! Exactly! Foolishness! This is the definition of foolishness. It's a real shame that we can't see what the General's actually doing to stop that. Because he says he's body blocking it, but let's keep in mind that this is a super weapon that can destroy the planet. So I don't know what his 20-foot body is doing to stop that. And X is just out of there. He's like, go to the Winchester, have a pint, wait for this whole thing to blow over.
This is Maverick Hunter Headquarters.
Zero.
It's good to see you're safe, X. I was really worried about you.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry. It's all over. Go home and rest. You've earned it.
But Zero, what if I become one of the Mavericks?
Don't ask such a silly question. I'm breaking contact now.
Wait, Zero! I'm serious! Zero, if I become a Maverick, you have to take care of me.
Don't be ridiculous. Now hurry on back.
Promise me. Zero.
What if I become one of the Mavericks? That is a real serious question for Zero to just be blowing off. Don't be ridiculous, X. That's a big deal! X is the most badass Maverick Hunter ever. He's better than Sigma. By a lot. By a lot. If X goes Maverick, that's kind of a big deal. People are in for real bad times if that happens, and Zero's just like, don't be ridiculous. Appreciate my voice acting. I need more self-esteem. I don't know that I'd care about how obtuse and bad the story is if it wasn't so in your face. Like, so much with these cutscenes. That's the thing, like, when they start adding that element in, it's their assertion that, hey, this is a big deal. You need to pay attention to this. This deserves your attention because we went far out of our way to present the story to you like this instead of just using the quick and easy text blurbs. It shows a level of effort on their part that implies that they are taking this seriously, and so should you. But you can't. It's so campy. It's so campy but fun. That is it for Mega Man X4 for the most part. I have one more little interesting story to tell, something I found out. But yeah, that's it. It's a game that I was a little bit too harsh on, and the bonus episode is gonna show my preferred way to play the game, which makes it a lot more interesting, a lot more fun, which is playing as Zero. I'm not gonna do a full playthrough as Zero, I'm just gonna show off some boss fights, show off some alternative things that you only get to see as Zero, including the cutscene. If you don't know what the cutscene is, you will see the cutscene. But for the most part, I really like X4. There's nothing that wrong with it. It's just, I have some criticisms of it that I did not have in the original X games. So the reason that Japanese credits used to not be very effective at giving credit to the developers, like we saw this in X1 and X2 and Super Earth Defense Force, at least just of the games that I played, old Japanese credits used to list the developers off with nicknames that are just completely random. And the reason that they used to do that was because their programmers, according to Inafune, would just, if they listed their real names, it made them easier to headhunt. So they concealed their real names in the credits so that they wouldn't get their best people all scooped up by other developers and other companies. And Inafune used to be known in the credits as Inafuking. A little bit unfortunate. The battle has ended, yet somehow X doesn't feel quite right. Oh, here it comes! Will it happen to me Oh no. He's just wondering. He's just foreshadowing. Wow, so story. Such foreshadow. I'm really upset that this ending does not include X looking out over the earth, or the ocean, even better, going, will the fighting ever end? It's pretty much a series staple at this point. Alright, that's gonna do it for the finale. Still the bonus episode, including Zero, to come. That should be about a few days from now. It's not gonna be very long, just like the X3 bonus episode. Still got some stuff to show off, though. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.